My boyfriend deleted pictures of us from his Instagram and is now following his 18Y. Coworker. Basically what title says. BF posted on his story, and then I looked at his profile. We've been together for 4 years. I am 24 female, he's 26 male. I'm probably being jealous and/or I feel crazy. He just had photos of us on his profile, and he took off the pictures of us. Now I saw he's following someone new who happens to be his 18-year-old coworker who is absolutely gorgeous. I'm trying to stay calm before I just ask him and get super mad. What can I do next? I feel like I'm jumping to conclusions too fast. He scrubbed you from his Insta and is following a young coworker? Sounds to me like a reason to be upset. He deleted your pictures, only one reason for that. Does he follow other coworkers? He's trying to hide the relationship from her. If it looks like a duck, swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, then it probably is a duck. Trust your gut feeling. It's a disgusting feeling, but please trust it. You will regret not trusting it later if you don't let him go now. I'd be all over his posts commenting, "Tears of joy, great pic, honey. Love you heart," and "Wow. That's gorgeous. #bestboyfriend. If he deletes those comments then you can ask him why. I'm curious what reasons he'll come up with for that. My girlfriend broke up with me because I asked a question about her ex. My girlfriend, 29F, and I, 34F, got back together 2 months ago. I had broken up with her in 2014 after about 8 months of dating because we weren't compatible at the time, and I had seen photos of her with her ex while she was showing something else on her phone. I didn't snoop. She was 21 at that time and was very immature. After 2016, she started messaging me on Facebook Messenger. I had unfriended her on Facebook after I broke up with her, and she kept sending messages to me for 8 years saying she loved me, but I didn't reply to the majority of them. I ignored her. I was over her. Fast forward to last year, she sent me a friend request on FB, and we started talking again. I noticed that she had changed a lot and looked more grown up. It got serious. I proposed to her, and she said yes, but I noticed her photos with her exes on Facebook. I found out that after we broke up, she started dating her previous ex, the ex whose photos I had seen on her phone. Then she broke up with her and dated another woman for years. The second one, I don't mind, but there are 2 issues. She had said she and the previous ex were done, but she dated her again after we broke up, and while she was dating these 2 women, she kept sending messages to me for years. I told her this created trust issues in me because if she kept sending messages to me while dating these women, then she would message other people when we are dating. She got very angry and defensive. She said she used to be immature, but she has changed now. She said we could get married, post our photos on FB, and I could add her ex. She called her ex a WH, so her ex would see our photos if I wanted to. I think this is a very petty thing to do, and I'd never do such a thing. Finally, when I asked what happened with her exes, she said I was not normal, and that I would murder people if I heard her all story. The murder thing broke the camel's back for me because it is a very serious accusation. She also said because I asked her about her past, our relationship is now over. She said she is scared of me and she won't marry me or even see me from now on. We haven't talked in 2 days. Just recently, she said I was her first and final love, and she wanted to get married and even have kids together, but now because I have trust issues, the relationship would never work out. While it was wrong of me to pry into her past so much, as the past is just past, her reaction was too extreme, and this isn't the first time she reacted in such a harsh way. She can do a total 180 degrees when she is angry. Do I end things with her or apologize for bringing up her past? Too long did not read. I asked my girlfriend about her exes, and she got so offended she broke up with me. If this had ended at you called her past behavior out and she said she had grown up. This could possibly have a great ending. Instead she lost her shit and broke up. Instead of saying I have changed I just want a chance to prove it she flipped her lid entirely. She broke up to avoid a talk about who she is. This tells me she hasn't changed. This is probably how her exes got treated if they called out red flags. She has not grown more mature. She had grown more intelligent and learned to hide her actions better. Obviously not well enough though. Maturity is 10% knowledge and 90% wisdom. She seems to be progressing with those things flipped. How do I tell my partner I don't want a second child? So I, M, 40, and my wife, F, 35, had always intended to have 2 children. We've got a lovely daughter. 3. We both have multiple siblings and want those close relationships for our child, but honestly every time we have big gatherings with many children we both get incredibly stressed, and on top of that the world is significant other expensive nowadays. I suddenly realized that I'd rather give one child the world than feel bankrupted with two. I'm worried the disappointment might break the relationship though. We're already having weekly couples therapy to help us communicate and it has helped. Bring this up with your therapist and talk it through in couples therapy. Please don't bring another child into an already strained marriage. Whatever issues you have now, will be multiplied by a factor of 10. I know I used to want to have 2 kids, but now that I know how hard it is to have even one, I'm not sure I can maintain my mental health well enough to be a good enough father to 2 children. I'm sorry if this disappoints you, but I hope you can understand, or, as another has suggested, ask your therapist how best to approach this. Basically, be honest. You've done nothing wrong. Sometimes it's correct to change one's mind about what one wants based on new information. Your wife is allowed to be disappointed, but isn't allowed to accuse you of being unreasonable. Yeah, I don't know how to tell you this, but bringing another child into the picture is 100% more likely to tank and destroy your marriage than communicating that you do not want that. You tell them with your mouth. My boyfriend doesn't know anything about women's bodies. I'm 26 female, and my 25 male boyfriend is a virgin and doesn't know anything about women's bodies. We have been together for about a year, and I knew before we made things official that he was a virgin. That wasn't a big deal for me. Recently, he made a comment about how I should just pee out my period. At first, I thought he was just making a stupid joke, but then he told me he was surprised that's not how it worked. Through conversation, he told me he doesn't know about female anatomy, and later on he told me he doesn't really know how sex works. I love him, but this revelation has become a little overwhelming for me. I offered to explain things to him, but he told me he didn't want me to. Is there any advice that someone can give me? I can't really talk about this with anyone in my personal life, just because I don't want them to say something rude to him. He's already struggled a lot with his self-confidence, and I don't want to add to his insecurities. It's concerning that he doesn't want to know. I'm a woman, but surely it's unavoidable to know period products. Jokes about bleeding for a week etc. exist, making it impossible to think you just pee it out all at once when you like. I'm not embarrassed about knowing how male anatomy works, so what makes him intimidated by female anatomy? He clearly has a lot to learn. If he isn't willing to learn from you directly, maybe you could find a book to give him some basic information? LMFAO. Sounds like you're dating a 10-year-old. This isn't a virgin problem, it's an ignorance problem.